And when one rogue ball drops in, it sets off a chain reaction.
Here it is.
Representing how fast the coronavirus can spread between people if we don't follow
the news about the coronavirus.
Everybody is flooded with COVID-19 news, so we wanted to try and do something that would kind of
That's right.
get people's attention.
The news about the coronavirus.
The idea for the video came together in just about a day, but pulling the concept off was no easy task.
Within literally like 24 hours, we were moving from this is just an idea to
the Bluetooth device is ready to pair.
And buy all the mousetraps we could find.
Nick says they gathered all the materials and shot the video at Dayton Live, which generously opened up the space for the video. And as you can imagine, it took a long time to get 500 mousetraps successfully set up. Nick says they had one setback on the first day of shooting.
Around 1 p.m., I did cause a chain reaction with the traps that I didn't mean to do, and it was terrifying, and then it was just like depressing because I was like, how much time did I just lose? So we had to hustle, and throughout our first 8-hour day, we only got one shot in.
But with their 4-camera setup,
here it is.
Capture the initial sequence in one take, and the second sequence.
The news about the coronavirus
went off without a hitch. And
that's right.
That's the big takeaway.
The news about the coronavirus.
Portion, like the bigger picture metaphor. That was always the goal, was to make sure that the direction to maintain social distancing and to, illustrate that, hey, this works. That was really the conclusion and the part that made this go from something that's kind of fun to watch to something that I think made people think a little bit harder and kind of drove that message of the state back to the public.
The video is being shared on social media like wildfire, and Nick says he's thrilled to see such a positive response.
To make something that resonates with not just the Ohio crowd, but the nation, this is the perfect project.
Here it is.
So we're really pleased.
And for a creative company from Dayton, their creativity and
here it is.
Shows the quality of the Gen
The news about the coronavirus.
Come to us and say, hey, can you
that's
do
right.
something that's really going to mean something to others?
The news about the coronavirus.
That's just something that I think Daytonians have kind of running through their DNA. And so to be on the forefront of that and to help build something that the world hasn't seen before, that's just kind of part of who the Gym City is.
For Spectrum News, I'm Tino Bovenzi.
We know that more than 16 million across the country have filed for unemployment and just under 700,000 here in Ohio. And while the state is paying record amounts of claims, some filers are still having trouble. Our Ori Givens compiled some helpful tips and information for those still trying to get benefits.
We've received a lot of questions about unemployment compensation over the past couple of weeks, and we wanted to give you some tips that might help you understand the claims process better and help you get your claims processed as quickly as possible. If you can file online, do so. The address is unemployment.ohio.gov.
Utilize to the greatest degree possible online resources because we still have challenges with calls.
Online claims are the fastest and help you avoid long wait times on the phone. You'll need to have handy information like your social security number, address and phone number, work history, and dependent information to file. The mass layoff number for COVID-19 is 2000180, and many claims begin on March 15th. That was the day the governor's executive order was signed, but could be earlier or later depending on your date of unemployment. To qualify under regular unemployment insurance, you must have worked 20 weeks during the base period or an alternate base period and have made a weekly average of $269. The base period is a rolling period of time, and for COVID claims beginning on March 15, 2020, that's between October 2018 and September 2019. The alternate base period runs from January to December of 2019. Ohioans made almost 700
here it is.
Regular UI claims.
The news about the coronavirus.
$2 million paid.
That's right.
$207,000.
The news about the coronavirus.
More payments go out, and the claimant numbers increase.
If you feel you were denied and do meet the requirements under regular
Power
unemployment, you can file an appeal online and submit information in a wage affidavit. But if you don't meet those requirements, you won't qualify for unemployment now. But you may qualify under the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance Program. In Ohio, Job and Family Services says they cannot yet approve claims under PUA because it requires a new system. That system won't be available until May. Other states are accepting P-Wave claims ahead of payment, but Director Kimberly Hall says that each state's technology, capacity, and program may vary.
Our system, as I've shared before, which is generating part of the challenge, it's tied to our network versus being in the cloud. And so we know there's an infinite benefit to being in the cloud in the modern world than what we previously had. It's a 16-year-old system, et cetera. And so depending on, I'm not sure what state, but depending on whether or not they have been able to advance into more cloud-based flexibility and all of that, that probably enables them to move a little bit more quickly.
We've also been told by Job and Family Services that some individual weekly claims may be denied and then a new claim filed on their behalf. This is done as a workaround.
So when people see claims denied, if you've actually received an approval at the front end and then you see the week-over-week denials, that is likely because of the system challenge that we're experiencing. We have indicated to people to ignore those notices.
Check your correspondence online for updates. Job and Family Services sends notifications on your unemployment status there. If you need additional documentation or if there are issues with your claim, you'll find it there as well. But because of the 16-year-old system being overloaded with claims, those notices sometimes appear before they can be opened. JFS says they are working with their vendor to resolve this, but some filers say it's still an issue. If your claim was approved, you will see a correspondence with the subject UI initial allowed. This means you'll begin to receive a benefit payment by your desired payment method soon. JFS says that those payments could take anywhere from 7 to 21 days. The Lieutenant Governor reported that JFS says it's caught up with its payments for approved claims as of last week, but claimants as of Saturday were still waiting for payments in approved status. Spectrum News did reach out to JFS to get more information on claims and how the payment schedule goes, and we're waiting for a response. Finally, JFS says in addition to phone, there's also an email address, uctech@jfs.ohio.gov, for questions if you've already filed your claim. But that email address has also received thousands of inquiries. We'll continue to follow unemployment issues and try to bring your concerns to state officials. Please continue to reach out to us on social media and by visiting our website and sending us your experiences. In Columbus, Ori Givens, Spectrum News.
You may want to hold off just a little longer on planting those spring flowers. We are tracking a drop in temperatures for our Easter weekend. Here's an updated look at your weather on the One's forecast.
Thank you so much for joining us here on Spectrum News 1. I'm Andrew Kozak with your Weather on the One's forecast as we get into your Easter. First and foremost, happy Easter, happy Passover to all those that celebrate. Hey, off air, join me on Facebook.com/AndrewKozakTV for more updates. I'm also on Twitter, Instagram, and on Snapchat @AndrewKozakTV. So, a couple of big things to talk about for your Sunday and Monday. First off, Sunday during the day, scattered showers. Then at night, you could see a couple of thunderstorms. Now, for the Cleveland metro, I think we're going to be okay when it comes to severe weather. We'll keep an eye on it, but the better chances will be back down towards Cincinnati. And if you really want to see where a lot of the country meteorologists are looking at, it's going to be down toward the deep south, where we have a moderate to high risk of maybe a tornado outbreak down there, Mississippi, Alabama, and back toward Louisiana. We're still going to keep an eye on us. And then as we get into Monday, we're going to keep a real big eye on us because we're going to talk about winds anywhere between 40, 50, and 60 miles per hour, which is why we have a high wind watch in effect for pretty much the entire state until Monday night. So maybe you're thinking about getting out there. Of course, while we safely social distance, probably not a good idea Sunday or Monday. But Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, as cool as it may be, will at least give us a chance to enjoy a little bit of sunshine and some quieter weather. In the meantime, ahead of everything coming in, we're starting to thicken up the cloud cover. We're not seeing much in the way of any rain right now, but that'll hold off into the early part of your Sunday. So here's your futurecast. That rain, as you can tell, comes in before 7 o'clock. Between 5 and 7, our first few rounds of light showers come in. Our winds are from the south, so despite the clouds and the rain, take a look. We're already in the mid-60s for many areas, including Cleveland, by the time we get into the afternoon. Scattered showers and sprinkles will continue as we get into your Monday, maybe even a couple of non-severe thunderstorms. And then once it is all past us, it's the wind that really kicks up as we head into your Monday afternoon. So here's your Skycast to give you a different perspective for Cleveland for Sunday. Again, your Easter is not the worst day weather-wise, but it's just not great. We'll have a couple of scattered showers. At least temperatures won't be so bad. We'll top out in the mid to upper 60s by the end of the day. We'll call it 65 in Cleveland. Other temperatures, 61 Mansfield, we're at 62 in Akron, over toward Youngstown around 64, Capital City around 64 as well. Monday, despite the rain and the wind, 63 at and we're back into the 40s next week. So cooler, drier. When I come back, I'm going to talk about that wind gust in specific for Monday and your 7-day plan. Right now, a live look at your storm track Doppler radar.
As we head to break, we want to say thank you to all of the food delivery people helping to transport that food safely. And here are some of the people doing their part to stay home and stay safe. It's all part of the governor's initiative. In this together, Ohio.
We've always been Ohio strong. And now, we need that strength more than ever. It's up to all of us to stay home, stay positive, and stay healthy. And even though right now we can't gather together, in Ohio, we will always stand together.
The American Red Cross urgently needs blood and platelet donations and asks healthy donors to schedule an appointment to give during this coronavirus outbreak. Patients are counting on life-saving transfusions. Visit redcrossblood.org.
And community first. Well, it's really humbling to be invited to our neighbors' homes and help them plan their day. Welcome to Your Morning News. I'm Sophia Constantine. Let's take a look at your weather on the one. We've got a large band of precipitation.
Your Morning News, weekday mornings on Spectrum News 1. Sunday mornings, take an in-depth look at your community. In Focus with Mike Kallmeyer, a half-hour show dedicated to the important issues, driven to bring decision makers together, and committed to elevating discussion and debate. Your community, your state, your show. In Focus with Mike Kallmeyer, Sunday mornings at 10:30 on Spectrum News 1. Exclusively on Spectrum. Spectrum News 1, a new kind of news channel dedicated to refreshing storytelling and empowering communities across the Buckeye State. With your local forecast every 10 minutes and all of the essential news you need 24/7. Plus, in-depth shows and exclusives focused on your community. Always Ohio, always refreshing, always on. We are Spectrum News 1, exclusively on Spectrum.
Weather and the sky has always fascinated me, and I live with what I do. I come home, look at the weather forecast, and it's really a part of my life. It's not just a job, it is my passion.
I'm Chief Meteorologist here, Rick Delwell.
We have a very experienced weather team, and we know what's important to Ohioans as they make their plans every day, because we are part of the community. I'm Eric Elwell, Chief Meteorologist, Spectrum News 1.
The USS Roosevelt now has at least 550 confirmed cases of coronavirus. Nearly 3,700 members of the ship's crew have been moved to shore. At least one sailor is in the hospital after being found unresponsive. The ship is the source of recent controversy. Its captain was dismissed after disclosing the COVID-19 outbreak on board. The Navy Secretary resigned next after appearing to mishandle the aftermath. U.S. Defense Department officials say the White House has approved the production of N95 masks. The statement says that $133 million will be used to increase the production capability of the masks. It will boost to more than $39 million over the next 90 days. Officials have not yet announced the companies that have been chosen to make the masks, but say this information will be released in the coming days after the contract is officially awarded. The masks will be made under the Defense Production Act that President Trump has invoked.
Well, as we go to break, here's a look at what I'm tracking for when we come back. Happy Easter first and foremost. We'll be tracking a few showers for your Sunday, scattered thunderstorms early Monday, and a high wind watch as we head into the day Monday with damaging winds possible throughout the entire state. A lot to cover. I'll have everything that you need to know coming up after the break.
Why should young people care about the spread of coronavirus? But we know that people with underlying medical conditions over the age of 60 are at highest risk, but they've got to get it from somebody.
So we're asking everyone to be selfless for others so that we can protect those who are most susceptible.
Not going to bars, not going to restaurants. It all just means physical separation so that you have a space between you and others.
For more information on how you can social distance, please go to coronavirus.gov.
Storytelling. I guess I fell in love with news because it's the real story of us. It's the real story of community. I'm Mary Lee Melendez, anchor reporter, Spectrum News 1.
Weather in Ohio is changing all the time.
We get winter one day and 60s the next.
At Spectrum News 1, our goal is refreshingly simple.
We bring you an accurate, reliable, and local forecast every 10 minutes.
We have an incredible, experienced team of people.
We don't just know about the weather, we know about Ohio.
You never have to wait for your forecast with your Weather on the Ones.
Weather on the Ones, every 10 minutes, exclusively on Spectrum. Spectrum News 1, a new kind of news channel dedicated to refreshing storytelling and empowering communities across the Buckeye State. With your local forecast every 10 minutes and all of the essential news you need 24/7. Plus, in-depth shows and exclusives focused on your community. Always Ohio, always refreshing, always on. We are Spectrum News 1, exclusively on Spectrum.
Maybe I'll run for president, maybe I won't, but I will tell you that I'm not going to go away.
I don't think Michigan can become the Michigan of old.
We're probably the first professional sports team in the world that was built by the fans.
We're the biggest ice cream shipper in the nation, setting the standard for American ice cream.
I get to live my dream. I mean, what more could I ask for?
Conversations, Sunday and Tuesday night at 9 on Spectrum News 1, exclusively on Spectrum.
Hey there, I'm Andrew Kozak. Your Weather on the Ones forecast starts now with a look at your 7-day plan coming up in just about a minute 30. But between now and then, stay with us because I'm going to talk about those wind gusts. They are off the chart as we get into your Monday. Let's start off first with some impacts. It's going to be a busy Easter and a busy Monday. Overnight, some scattered showers between about 4 and 6 for our area. Then Easter Sunday, some scattered rain showers, sprinkles. Despite all that, it's actually going to be on the mild side. Clouds and showers aren't going to prevent us from getting up into the 60s. Now, Sunday late night, strong to severe thunderstorms mainly south of the Cleveland metro, but we could get a couple of strong storms here. And then by Monday, after we get through the morning storms, it's the wind that we turn our attention to. 40, 50 to 60 mile per hour wind gusts, not out of the question. Those could be damaging. That is why we have a high wind watch in effect for pretty much the entire state until Monday night to compensate for that. So if you have anything that's outdoors, patio furniture, either tie it down or bring it out because it's going to blow everywhere across the state as we get into your Monday. Thickening up the cloud cover as we head overnight. We'll anticipate that rain into the early part of your Sunday. Got a 60% chance on Sunday. Monday, though, 100%. Sunday night into Monday morning, the best time for showers and storms. And while we won't completely be rain-free next week, we have a better chance to dry out a bit and also quiet down a bit as well. So early into Sunday, we're in the 40s, then we're in the 50s by lunchtime, 60s by the end of the day. That front kicks up those winds. It is really strong. And then into Monday morning, a couple of thunderstorms. The winds, they come barreling in, and we cool down quite a bit Monday into your Tuesday. So how strong are the winds? 30, 40, 50, 60 mile per hour gusts, not out of the question. Again, this is what's concerning us all the way through your Monday afternoon. High temperature Sunday, 65. Monday, your high temperature 63. It's the wind more than the rain that concerns me. After that, it's dry for the most part and quiet and cool through Thursday. Could see a couple of showers, even snowflakes mixing in by next Friday.
A Cleveland health food company is expanding and rebranding. Cleveland Kraut is now Cleveland Kitchen with the addition of some new products. With everyone at home and cooking more often, they're showing us how to incorporate probiotics into our everyday diet. Our Alexa Mislowski has the story.
The guys at Cleveland Kitchen, formerly Cleveland Kraut, have a simple mission.
Really bring a delicious, healthy, and easy to work into your diet, kind of American staple that we do see worldwide, and really increase, the fermented food exposure in the area, as well as just, helping everybody through healthy foods.
Brothers Drew and Mac Anderson, along with their brother-in-law, started making sauerkraut at home, and over the last several years have grown their business nationwide.
When people were eating our sauerkraut, you hear all the time, this is sauerkraut, this is fermented vegetables, this is what I'm supposed to be eating for my gut health. This is way better than I thought it was going to be. It was yeah. So we can make more delicious products, better tasting, culinary kind of inspired products that allow people to get into fermented foods a lot easier.
This month, they've come out with a new product line of vegan dressings and marinades.
So it's really light, it's really healthy for you, it's low-cal, and it tastes fantastic. So we're super excited.
Because most people are cooking at home more now than before, they're taking to social media to teach people how to elevate already healthy foods and add a probiotic boost to comfort foods, Cleveland style.
And that is an easy Caesar.
From salads with added immunity.
We're gonna throw in a little bit of beet red, nice crunch, beautiful color on that, and it is probiotic live. This is really good for your gut health, and they say 70-80% of your immune system actually lives in your gut. So pumping up that gut and making sure you're healthy is the way to go.
2 appetizers.
But this is an easy, fun, not as healthy, but delicious little take on an egg roll. We do a whiskey dill Reuben egg roll. And it's fun too, you can get the kids involved. Let's try it out.
Backyard grilling favorites like brats.
Well, garlic, obviously really good for the immune system. Fermented garlic, even better. And we're gonna throw some beet on there just for some color. Can't beat it. You can't beat this. That's what I heard.
Or marinating meats.
It can be a little cumbersome, so finding super easy ways to throw those healthy and delicious ingredients in is something that we're very focused on, and it is a better time than ever to kind of increase your culinary acumen at home.
They post recipes on Instagram to help with ideas for cooking at home and boosting the immune system.
Great probiotic foods, fermented foods are super key in supporting that healthy gut, which can then go on to support that healthy immune system.
They say there's much more to come for Cleveland Kitchen. New products are in the works, of course, with a
nice probiotic boost.
In Cleveland, Alexa Mislowski, Spectrum News.
Coming up, what happens to all those flowers that would have been a centerpiece of upcoming weddings? Well, a Cleveland florist is using what could have been and turning it into a bright spot for the community. And Spectrum News 1 is traveling the state, capturing the stories of Ohioans told in their own words. This is Ohio Voices.
As a teacher, I strive to encourage students to see that writing can bring about action. That people who are affected by a decision should have a say in that decision. And the microgrant program offers small grants for neighbors to come together and decide what they think their neighborhood needs. One grant we received asked for a sign to mark their park. And this kick-started a revitalization of this park, a park that wasn't frequented that much. Once it had a sign and a name, people started coming. And then the city got involved and created some additional support for that park. And it is a place where people bring their families and hang out a lot now.
Voting is more than just casting your ballot. That is the most powerful tool you have. Here at Spectrum News 1, we want to empower you with an understanding of community issues that affect all Ohioans. Decision 2020 on Spectrum News 1. Be a good dad. It gave me a chance to think about the things that not only matter to me, but to everybody. It also gave me a better perspective on news. I spent a number of years in Cleveland and Cincinnati, and it's given me an opportunity to see every corner of the state. I want to empower our communities and redefine what a news channel can be.
every morning, the people of Ohio have the opportunity to wake up and start fresh.
We want to be a different kind of news channel, putting storytelling and community first.
Well, it's really humbling to be invited to our neighbors' homes and help them plan their day.
Welcome to your morning news. I'm Sophia Constantine.
Let's take a look at your weather on the ones. We've got a large band of precipitation.
Your morning news, weekday mornings on Spectrum News 1. Spectrum News 1, a new kind of news channel dedicated to refreshing storytelling and empowering communities across the Buckeye State. With your local forecast every 10 minutes and all of the essential news you need 24/7. Plus, in-depth shows and exclusives focused on your community. Always Ohio, always refreshing, always on. We are Spectrum News 1, exclusively on Spectrum.
Maybe I'll run for president, maybe I won't, but I will tell you that I'm not going to go away.
But I don't think Michigan can become the Michigan of old.
We're probably the first professional sports team in the world that was built by the fans.
We're the biggest ice cream shipper in the nation, setting the standard for American ice cream.
I get to live my dream. I mean, what more could I ask for?
Conversations, Sunday and Tuesday night at 9 on Spectrum News 1, exclusively on Spectrum.
Welcome back to Spectrum News 1. I'm Mary Lee Melendez, and we are bringing you the latest information on the coronavirus at both the top and bottom of each hour. The Ohio Department of Health is reporting 6,250 total cases due to the new CDC guidelines, which allows probable cases to be included when there is evidence of someone having COVID-19. There are currently 6,187 cases confirmed by ODH. The Wayne County Health Department said Friday that a nursing home in Worcester accounts for more than half the 37 people infected with COVID-19 and all 5 coronavirus-related deaths in the county. Governor Mike DeWine announced that every prisoner will be tested for the virus at each of the state's 3 prisons. Testing will begin this weekend. And President Trump says he will be creating a second task force that will focus entirely on how to reopen our country. The president says the task force will be made up of doctors, business people, and potentially members of Congress and state governors. And we'll have much more on the pandemic in just a few moments. But first, let's go ahead and get a check of your weather on the ones.
Well, I want to wish everybody a happy Easter. As we approach your Sunday, more clouds and showers, mild temperatures. The rain won't be too heavy, mostly scattered across the day. Honestly, Saturday was the better day to get outside safely, of course. And then our attention focuses on Sunday night and Monday morning, when we could potentially have a couple of showers and even strong thunderstorms move through. Severe weather, not likely. A slight chance, though, from Cincinnati across the river and into Kentucky. We're watching that, and we're watching Monday. It's kind of a double whammy here, because Monday, as the front moves through, clears us out, the winds kick up from the northwest, 40 to 60 miles per hour, and that's why all of us are in that high wind watch. We'll be watching that carefully, too. As we approach your Sunday afternoon, those rain chances increase, of course, across the state, and then really increase as we head into your Monday. High temperatures, they're mild, despite the clouds and showers. 64 in Columbus, 65 Cincinnati. Cleveland also around 65, Toledo 61, Portsmouth at 64, Lima 60, Zanesville at 63. Your complete forecast coming up right here in less than 10 minutes.
We're all in the same boat navigating through this difficult time, and digesting everything we see and hear can be a bit confusing. So to create a better understanding of how social distancing works during the pandemic to, of course, stop the spread of the virus, the Ohio